Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashni.
Foreign mine workers are returning to South Africa in batches this week. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, and it's pretty slow because there were supposed to already be 1,100 foreign mine workers back, and we've just heard from Minerals Council that only 700 have got through. So there are a lot of constraints at the borders. Apparently the systems have been changed by the Home Affairs in South Africa, and then once they get across, the South African police services want to do the routing, and this is also holding things up. So they've actually approached the police now and asked if they can arrange their own transport and guarantee them the route they'll take, guarantee them that there'll be medical coverage and transport mechanical coverage. And I think that might get things going. They're trying to streamline it, but it's been held up for a long time now, coming through particularly from Mozambique and Lesotho and also Swaziland, with a very few from Botswana and Zimbabwe. The main bottlenecks seem to be around about South Africa's side at this point, after problems being created at Lesotho. There was one border post initially and two have been created. So finally I think they'll get through, but only 70% of mine workers have now returned in all. And all of them are screened every day and all of them are checked every day. Unfortunately, we now have 28 deaths.
And platinum has the highest number of COVID-19 related deaths.
Yes, platinum employs more mine workers than any other sector of the mining industry. So you'll note that the number of deaths in platinum is the highest at I think 15 at the moment, and the number of people that are actually positive, that have tested positive, are also in the Northwest province, and that's where the platinum industry is concentrated. Whereas in coal, I think there have been 3 deaths now. Gold, it's gone up to about 8. But the main focus is around platinum because this is where the most people are employed, which is quite interesting.
Government has developed a roadmap for a hydrogen society in South Africa. Can you just tell us about that?
We've been waiting for this roadmap for 4 years. I think it was first mentioned by the previous minister in charge of science and technology. And she said, I think in 2016, that they were preparing a roadmap on how we would deal with hydrogen, but it's taken a long time to come. And now finally, they've said that the process of actually producing this roadmap is now being implemented. And so we're hoping that we'll catch up with the rest of the world. We see the strategy in Germany has really set things going. They have adopted a green strategy, a strategy which will mean that the world gets cleaner, and the emphasis is on hydrogen. They specifically mentioned hydrogen, and we see the same coming out from even the UK now is looking to speeding things up. California is quite far advanced, but the South Korea situation is probably the most interesting, where they want to create 2 cities that will be hydrogen cities, and everything in those cities will be covered. But we see that this hydrogen strategy, they talk about bringing, the roadmaps talks about bringing hydrogen to society. So it's wanting to get right across from business to actual people living in homes. And we notice that the extension of hydrogen in Germany at the moment goes right down to dishwashers in your kitchen. The Bosch and Siemens are talking about having dishwashers that will use hydrogen. So it's very broad, and you can use it for heating as well. So in the Northern Hemisphere, this is something that they consider. And I think it's going to be the universal carrier of energy before long.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.